I think we all remember OnePlus as this plucky brand that came almost out of nowhere with the intention of being the flagship smartphone usurper. But they've come a long way since then, and with every new release, they've slowly but surely edged their way into the mainstream market. However, it looks like they're not content with just sitting at the mainstream table. Oh no. You see, while their brand new smartphone, the OnePlus 7 Pro, looks like a great device all round, I think that it's also a little more than just another OnePlus flagship. I think that it's a statement, one that says that OnePlus wants a seat at the big boy table. For my money, OnePlus has always made excellent flagship smartphones, but when I saw the OnePlus 7 Pro, I got a slightly different vibe from it. In the past, I always felt that the improvements OnePlus made to their flagships always came from a practical standpoint, better screen, better build, better camera, etc. On the OnePlus 7 Pro, things are a little different. Don't get me wrong, the OnePlus 7 Pro is still every bit as upgraded as the previous OnePlus flagship updates have been, so don't think that they've skimped on the specs. At its core, it is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor, and you can now configure it to feature up to 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of UFS 3.0 internal storage. It's also packing a 4000 mAh battery with the company's super fast Warp Charge 30 fast charging technology. OnePlus also gave the OnePlus 7 Pro a brand new triple camera setup. You've got a main 48 megapixel wide camera, an 8 megapixel telephoto camera, as well as a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera. Needless to say, I'm a big fan of this approach. I love me some ultra-wide, and I have to say that having a telephoto can be useful at times too. However, I wasn't able to retrieve the sample photos from the phone in time because I only had like an hour to really use the phone, so I can't really speak about its image quality just yet. I will say that I like OnePlus's camera app a lot. You get access to your various camera modes with an easy swipe up from your shutter button, and the zooming between focal lengths is way more user-friendly than something like a Mi 9. However, in my brief time with the camera, I noticed a significant choppiness with the way it operated. In fact, the first time I launched the camera app, the entire thing crashed and refused to launch until I forced it to close in the background. Maybe that's because the device is still new, so take this criticism with a grain of salt. So no matter how you look at it, the OnePlus 7 Pro is still a spec sheet beast. But if you look beyond those internals, you'll start to see the other almost flamboyant upgrades that the company has added to the phone. The most noticeable thing has to be that new display. It's now a 6.67-inch fluid AMOLED display that boasts a staggering screen-to-body ratio of 93%. But OnePlus wasn't done because this display also boasts a fast refresh rate of 90 Hz. Now, it's hard to show on video how this alters the way you use the smartphone, but it definitely does. This is something we only saw on the new crop of gaming smartphones like the Razer phone and the ROG phone, so to see it on a more conventional phone like the OnePlus 7 Pro is a treat. Plus, it also pushes a higher Quad HD resolution than something like the ROG phone, and the screen also curves and bleeds over the edge like a high-end Samsung Galaxy S. It's incredible to look at and absolutely a treat to use. Besides that, as you may have noticed by now, the phone doesn't have any notch for its selfie camera because it's now a 16 megapixel motorized pop-up unit. Now, this isn't very surprising because Oppo has been doing this for a while now, and OnePlus's devices have always borrowed tech from their sister company. So this motor is also rated to last up to 300,000 cycles over the lifetime of the phone, and it has neat built-in features like free fall detection to automatically retract the camera when it senses that the phone is falling. As someone who's used a couple of phones with motorized cameras, I'm indifferent about this change. I like that it clears the notch and punch hole from the display, but also having stuff get caught in the small gaps between the moving mechanisms isn't something I'm a big fan of. Besides that though, everything else about the OnePlus 7 Pro looks great so far. You also get a lot of the kind of features you'd expect on a high-end flagship, like a fantastic build, pretty curved glass on the back, and a lack of a 3.5mm headphone jack. It does, however, make up for the lack of good old jack with a pair of stereo speakers. So, like I said, it's a great update that we've already come to expect from a company like OnePlus. Except that it's also a little more. Let me explain. Remember those flamboyant updates OnePlus added to the OnePlus 7 Pro? Those aren't really changes that a company makes to their smartphone if all they wanted to produce was the best functional phone at the best possible price point. Those are the changes you make when you want to show up other top-of-the-line flagships. In the same way that Samsung invested in producing unique bonus features like their Infinity O display and Huawei with their reverse wireless charging, OnePlus has also invested in their own set of unique bonus features like the OnePlus 7's 90Hz display and motorized selfie camera. They could have easily stuck with a notch, give it a better camera, a higher resolution screen, and called it a day, but they didn't. They went the extra mile to give you features that even the best in the business don't. And if that isn't them shouting into a megaphone that they're here to challenge the big boys, I don't know what is. And that's it for my first impressions. Unfortunately, I do not have the local Malaysian pricing for the OnePlus 7 Pro just yet, but if you look at the US, it is retailing from $669 US, so you can expect it to be more expensive than a OnePlus 6, but still less expensive than something like a Samsung Galaxy S10. What I do know though is that the Malaysian launch for this smartphone will take place on the 21st of May 2019, so stay tuned to Search Insha because that's where you'll find all the details. And before I end this video, I'd like to thank Xianfeng Technologies, who are the sole distributor of OnePlus smartphones in Malaysia, for letting me spend a little over an hour with this brand new device. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on that notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of our future uploads. In the meantime, you can check out a really cool video over here and another really cool video right over here. Alright, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!